Welcome to the Scrum Masters Elite_UK channel. Subscribe to explore valuable lessons from sports and leadership.
At 62 years old, Dave Rennie is no longer a young coach searching for opportunities. He has experienced many ups and downs in his career. The fact that he was given the responsibility to lead the New Zealand national team after Scott Robertson was dismissed in mid-January shows just how volatile elite sports can be. One day, a coach can be praised as a legend, but just one unexpected result can change everything quickly. I can clearly feel that the decision made by New Zealand Rugby Union was not just about a change in personnel. Behind it is a concern about the direction of the team. In sports, just like in life, sometimes the issue is not only about winning or losing, but whether the team is heading in the right direction. A team can win a few matches, but if it lacks a long-term strategy and a clear identity, the future can still be risky. Therefore, choosing the right coach for the 2027 World Cup goal is actually a long-term strategic decision. What makes me think more is Dave Rennie's previous journey with the Australian national team.
His win rate was only about 38%, a number that doesn't seem impressive at first glance. That's why he was replaced ahead of the World Cup. However, Rennie had a very good record against the South African team, with a win rate of 75%. This shows that in sports, statistics don't always reflect the full value of a coach. There are opponents that a strategist understands particularly well. There are matches where their style makes all the difference. I feel this is similar to each person's life. There are environments where we don't perform well, but when we are in the right place and the right circumstances, our true abilities shine. Therefore, when I heard John Kirwan's warning to South Africa to be careful with Rennie, I realized it was not just a competitive sports statement. It was also a recognition of someone who has proven their worth in big matches. In World Rugby, the rivalry between New Zealand and South Africa is one of the most fiercely competitive and historically rich encounters. These two teams play not only for victory but also for honor, history, and the pride of their nations.
It is expected that the two teams may meet in the World Cup quarterfinals. If that happens, it will certainly be an emotional and high-pressure match. Thinking about this, I realize that in elite sports, big matches are often prepared long before they actually take place. The Greatest Rivals series in 2026, where the two teams will meet multiple times, is a crucial preparation for the larger battle to come, and this is where Dave Rennie's role becomes especially important. He not only has to build a strong team but also instill trust, cohesion, and a fighting spirit in the group. What impresses me the most is Rennie's 15-month plan. In an era where people expect instant results, talking about a long-term project shows he understands that true success cannot be built overnight. I believe this is a very important lesson, not only in sports but also in life. Many people desire quick success, but in reality, sustainable achievements always require time, patience, and a clear plan.
Brodie Retallick is one of the legends of the All Blacks, having won a World Cup and played over 100 matches for the national team. However, he seems to have moved away from the international stage. Rennie's desire to convince Retallick to return is not just about adding a great player. It's also about experience and leadership. I realize that in any team, experienced individuals play a vital role. They not only perform well but also pass on their spirit, calmness, and resilience to the younger generation. If Retallick truly returns, it could be a great source of strength for New Zealand. But it also depends on his personal decision. In life, there are times when we must choose between continuing the fight or stepping into a new chapter. No one can force this decision. Another point I find quite thought-provoking is the issue of the coaching staff. Victor Matfield believes that a head coach needs assistants they can trust completely. This is a view I completely agree with. In any organization, trust among the leadership team is a critical factor. If a head coach does not trust their team, every decision becomes more difficult. The pressure increases.
Internal conflicts can undermine an entire project. John Kirwan also emphasizes that the most important keyword here is trust. I think this is not only a lesson for rugby. It is a lesson for all of us. Families need trust. Teams need trust. Societies need trust. When people trust one another, they can overcome challenges that seem insurmountable. On the other hand, when trust is broken, even the best plans can collapse. Dave Rennie is taking on a challenging mission. He must take over a team under immense pressure, prepare for tough matches, and rebuild trust in a relatively short period of time. But at the same time, he also has the opportunity to write a new chapter in his career. I believe that sports fans around the world can draw many lessons from this. First, failure in the past does not entirely define a person's value. Rennie was dismissed, but that does not mean he can't succeed. Second, great success always requires long-term preparation. No championship team is built in a few months. Third, trust and unity are the foundation of any strong team. Finally, I think sports always reflect the profound values of humanity. It is about effort, courage, fair competition, and the desire to push beyond one's limits. We should live better, work harder, and trust in the potential for change in people. And for me personally, that is the most beautiful aspect of sports.
Wish you all perseverance, trust, and continuous progress, just like Dave Rennie on this long-term journey.